I know I said when I was going to leave college that more videos would be coming. That starts now. Basically, outside, I went to, basically since college ended, I went to Final Battle, then I worked an entire week. I went to North Carolina this past weekend, and now I'm back. So, this is the first real free time I've had since I've been gone from college. So, therefore, I'm finally going to get started with that videos that I promised to all of you. And that's basically going to continue unless something comes up until I go back to college on January 29th. But some more videos I do have planned are I will do some sort of Raw house show review for the one I'm going to tomorrow night in Washington, D.C., which is a Raw house show, and I'm wondering with all the whole John Cena possible injury things going on, if the card is going to be changed, because the card for a house show does look pretty good for that. And also, I'm going to do my year-end awards. Probably I'll post that Friday, I'm thinking. If not, I'm not really sure. So this is basically also a catch-up video, everything I've been doing since the last video I posted, which was before Final Battle. I'll also be talking about some sports things coming up, hopefully. So let's get right into it. Final Battle 2010. I'm going to go through this a little quickly because there's not too much I can add to everything. But this show was awesome, the best show I've ever been to by far. And you're going to see a live score and a Go Fight Live score for this, what I thought about it live and what I thought about after watching Go Fight Live. This show was live. There's nothing like New York and New York City. I mean, it was awesome. I completely loved it. And on my scale, 9.25 is amazing, and it's better than a 9 is amazing, so it's even better than a little bit of amazing, which shows how good this show was. We started off with All Night Express, Kenny King and Red Titus versus Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Live, this opener was great, but it burned out the crowd a little bit. And Go Fight Live, that was very, very good. One of the best openers of the year. It's not the opener of the year, but it was damn good. 3 3/4. Did a lot for Cole and O'Reilly. And by the way, I'll post in the link. I did a live review of this with Big Rat on his channel. I'll post the link to this just in case you haven't seen it in the description box. Next we got not the worst match of the night, which some people called it, which I don't agree with at all. Colt Cabana versus TJ Perkins. I really did like the change of pace to this match, especially on an ROH pay-per-view. We don't get that much like this. There's not that many wrestlers that can actually do it. So I really like this, especially live. I actually thought I would give this about 3 stars live, but then this it was a little under that 2 3/4, but I really did like it. I liked it more than most people. I saw some like 2 stars and 2 1/4. I thought this was way better than they made it out to be, and what were you expecting out of this match, honestly. And I really liked it. Then we got to the Women of Honor. I expected a lot more than we got for this match, but for 8 minutes, this was pretty damn good. Daizee, Haze, and Awesome Kong versus Sara, Ray, and Serena Deeb. Deeb was the star of this match. She looked awesome here. Her first big WWE post-women's match was awesome. Kong, who now is apparently signed with the WWE, they basically did nothing for her in this match. I guess it's a fitting in a way for her exit in Ring of Honor. Because she just looked kind of weak here. So, there's no real reason to bring her back anymore. And then, well, there you go. She's not coming back. Del Rey looked great. And for the time Haze was in it, she looked good as well. So, 2.5, nothing much. But it was not the worst match on the show. And then we got Eddie Edwards versus Sonjay Dutt, which is supposed to be Eddie Edwards versus Kenny Omega, which I think is actually going to happen. I think Omega during the month of March and going into April during WrestleMania weekend is going to have a tour of the U.S., which is actually kind of weird because he's from Canada. But he's going to be there for the New York show, and Eddie Edwards versus Kenny Omega is going to happen at the next New York show, March 19th. And if they have a show March 18th, he'll be there for that too, and then he'll stay for WrestleMania weekend, which should be good. Hopefully he can do that. That's just a prediction on my part. But then we got Eddie Edwards versus Sonjay Dutt. Edwards has come such a long way. I really like this Edwards match. Against Dutt, it was very, yes, it would have been much better Edwards than Omega, but Dutt looked okay, but he put on a good match because Edwards is just awesome now, so it was good, 3 1/4. Then we got to the worst match on the show. I know I'm probably in the minority on this, but I just didn't like this, especially for what I expected for Daniels and Homicide, because they do have good chemistry. This was just, the finish was bad. Outside of that tope con hilo that Homicide does, there was nothing really important in this match. Julius Smokes came back apparently live, and you can hear his interaction. It was better, but almost first row balcony. I really didn't like this. This is beyond skippable for me. This is your definition of a skippable match. Just there's nothing to write home about when there should have been something to write home about. I mean, I really didn't like this, especially with two guys I like Daniels and Homicide. I mean, I was just disgusted by this match. Of course, there always will be worse matches, but for what it could have been, I just was very, very disappointed. Worst match of the night, 2.5. Then we got to sports entertainment match in Ring of Honor, which they always do a very good job with, especially when they are higher up on the card. Kings of Wrestling and Shane Hagadorn versus J. Mark and Papa Briscoe. Tons of fun, just with the fun element in it. This was the best match of the night, because the other two matches that were better star rating wise were serious matches. So this was the right place on the card, the right type of match. It was great, loved it. For what it was, Papa Briscoe, I know he had a little bit of the Ric Flair physique when he took his shirt off. I mean, I really didn't care for that, but it made him seem legit. Papa as legit as Papa Briscoe can seem, just more than saying the word peckerhead. But, very fun match, Hagadorn played his role very well. Del Rey did a good job with her involvement. The Kings of Wrestling are just so awesome. It's very cool to see. I gave that 4 stars. Great match. Then we get to probably one of the strongest double main events in company history, with both of these matches now making my top 10 matches of the year. And, it was just awesome to be there live for this. First match, ROH World Title, Roderick Strong versus Davey Richards. It was just so awesome. I was in belief in I was in strong belief that Davey was gonna win. And I didn't tell many people this, but I told a couple people this actually at the show. I believe I told Sanders Robin, who I met. I believe I told Mr. Guns this as well as Next Big Thing, Bryan. I told him that I had predicted the last 5 ROH World Title changes correctly. I was predicting it for this night, so my streak, since I've been a Ring of Honor fan, is now snapped, because I predicted David Richards was going to win. But, this was still an awesome match. Either way, whether the David Richards concussion stuff was legit or not, which the more I've had time to think about, the more I'm thinking it's legit. It just came off well either way, and it worked perfectly. Because, you had Davey Richards, he was going to win the title and he did everything in his power he could, but his body just couldn't take it anymore. Roderick Strong beat him to the point where he passed out and had a concussion. That's an awesome way to end the match, and I really like that. A strong 4.5. This was an awesome match. This is the best match these two have ever had together. I like this better than their Titanica match. Better than Bitter Friends, Different Enemies 2. Better than Three Mendes 2. Better than, Battle of the Best. Anything they've ever done together. This is their best match. And they can even top this, which is saying something. And, I think I said in my review with Big Rat that both of these matches were better than the previous best match I'd ever seen live in Danielson Shingo. The more I think about it, Strong and Richards was not better than Danielson Shingo, but the main event was. So, to this point, Danielson Shingo was still the best match I'd ever seen live. But then Kevin Steen and Generico had to break that ceiling way up. This is not my match of the year. This is the weakest 5-star match I have seen this year. But with that said, this match was absolutely amazing. It says live, words can't describe this. Just live, this was just had such a different and unique feel to it that especially live, I had never felt anything like that before. Watching it, I can only think of a couple matches that have ever had that feeling. With the violence, the realism, the importance, all meshed together, just gave us this amazing match. And I wouldn't trade being there for this. This was worth all the trouble of getting to New York and coming back and buying the tickets and everything alone. This was worth it. And I couldn't believe it. It was completely awesome. Just 5 stars. It is my 3rd best match this year. I did just recently watch Davey and Tyler again and HBK Undertaker. Both unfortunately, I would love to say that match I saw live was a match of the year, but both of those matches still beat this. It's not by much, but they still do. Kind of the tiebreaker being that this match, I know it's 5 stars, and I'm going to sound a little nitpicky here, but this could have been a tiny bit better. Honestly, for 5 stars going, it was perfect in every sense of the word. But, I mean, if they had done a little bit more, I mean, just because HBK and Davey Tyler are so legit 5-star matches. This is legit 5 stars, too. It's just hard to explain. I mean, I just can't put it ahead of Davey Tyler because the work rate in that match just can't be topped. And then HBK Undertaker, I mean, yes, I understand how important this match was, but one of the most influential wrestlers of the past 20 years lost his career in that match. I mean, just Kevin Steen just left a company here, and Generico saved his mask. And that's incredibly important, I get that, but I hate to say it, but that's not Shawn Michaels, you know. And I know people are going to disagree with me. I've seen this be match of the year on some people's. I've seen Davey Tyler, but it's still HBK Undertaker to me because of just what I went in expecting. That's the first, I think, one of the only matches I've ever went in expecting 5 stars, and they topped it. You know, so I just really can't just do it for that. But this is Steen Generico. Props go out to him, you know. I can't believe how much this feud has changed my views on both of them. I love both of them going to this feud, but I love them both even more now because of just how much Steen has evolved this year in Generico. Just his character development was just awesome. So people call El Generico means the generic in Spanish, but he was nothing but generic. He was nothing close to generic in this feud. It was just absolutely incredible to see him this year. See both these guys. 5 stars. Third one match of the year countdown. Roderick Strong Day Richards is now 10th. Is it 10th? Yeah, it's 10th. I'll update my channel as soon as I'm done taping this video. Overall, this show was awesome. 9.25, I already said that. But if you have not bought this, I'll leave the link to where you can buy this in the description box as well. This show is absolutely amazing. You know, you can't beat this. This was just awesome stuff. 9.25. Now let's talk about the NHL Winter Classic for a little while. I really haven't given my thoughts on sports on here in a long time, basically because a lot of my sports teams, I mean, I was so busy with college during the Rangers run when they won the LCS, and now that we've lost Cliff Lee, and, you know, we didn't get Zach Greinke either, we did sign Brandon Webb, which I gotta say thank you to freaking Yay88 for telling me that. I really do appreciate that because I was in North Carolina when he tweeted me that, so I was very happy to see that. Also, we're gonna re-sign Vlad Guerrero. We are doing very well right now, and I'm very happy to be a Rangers fan because, I mean, honestly, my World Series prediction right now is the Red Sox versus the Phillies, but the ALCS and the NLCS, I think, are gonna be the Giants and Phillies again, and the Rangers and Red Sox. So, you know, something I'm predicting, even with my bias to the ALCS, does get me excited. And I mean, the Rangers had by far the best season, coming off the best season by far in team history. You know, you got to be excited for that. So, you know, I still am. I'm hoping we maybe can pull off Matt Garza or get another high-end pitcher. Because if we can do that, I think we can maybe make it to the World Series again, even over the Red Sox. And I mean, the Yankees have, lost a little bit. If we hadn't collapsed in Game 1, we completely dominated that series. You know, so I'm really, really happy about that. I mean, all right, next is my favorite team, the Redskins. You all know the problems with the Redskins. I mean, it's just comical to me. I mean, on Sundays, I've been setting my plans around the Redskins games during the Redskins season. This is the first season. It has nothing to do with college even. Sunday's usually the day where nothing goes on for college for me. I could watch the Redskins, but I don't. There's no reason to watch them, you know. They're just pathetic. You know, when I don't watch them, they play pathetic outside of the Jaguars game, which the Jaguars look like shit, and we look like just a little bit better shit apparently. You know, I've been sending my watch around the Redskins for my entire life, and as soon as I got into sports, and I'm not doing it now because of just how pathetic Shanahan, McNabb. You know, I'm just disgusted with that team. You know, we need to figure out where we're going. We might have a quarterback now in Rex Grossman, so that's a little bit better. But, you know, it's nauseating being a fan of this team. It really is. And a lot of the DJs, radio hosts around here are finally cracking down on them, which I've been waiting for. Especially for those of you who know who Chad Dukes is. He's one of my favorite radio hosts around here. He does a show with former Redskins traffic LeVar Arrington. He did a rant which got attention on ESPN, and he just nailed it, where he basically just yelled at everyone after the Eagles lost, for a good 30 minutes, which was just one of the most awesome things I'd ever heard. All right, let's go on to the Wizards. John Wall coming to my team really hasn't helped us at all. I mean, we still suck. And, I haven't watched a basketball game from start to finish this entire year, which, as a Wizards fan, I mean, I watch games, like, at least once every couple days, but I just don't watch them. I haven't watched a game from start to finish the entire year. I've either been busy or, it wasn't interesting. I watched the start of the game with LeBron which returned to Cleveland. I was in North Carolina for the Heat-Lakers game. I just haven't watched a game. The NBA NBA will always be entertaining to me, but it just doesn't interest me right now because my team sucks and there's nothing really to watch because, I'm just so invested in my fourth team that I'll talk about in a minute, and it's just the Wizards. I just don't care, honestly. I know there are a lot of big NBA fans in the YWC, but, right now I'm not one of them. And then we'll get to the team I care about the most right now, that is the Washington Capitals, my hockey team. And I know I'm in the vast minority when it comes down to this, but hockey's my favorite sport. If pro wrestling's my favorite sport, hockey would be my second. Hockey might even top pro wrestling, So just how much I love the Capitals, And it might be something since I've gotten into sports, like when I was 2, they've been the most consistent team of my favorite 4. I mean, they haven't won a championship. None of my favorite teams have won a championship since I was born, The last team of mine to win a championship was the Redskins in January of '92. I was born May of '92, and none of my teams have won a championship since then. It's kind of disappointing. And the Rangers were by far the closest since I've been alive to winning it, because they actually won. The Caps have been to the Stanley Cup Finals, but the one time they went, they got swept by the Red Wings. And so the first team to ever win a championship series for the finals, basically equivalent. The Rangers won 1, and that's the farthest any team's ever been of mine since I've been born. So. But the Caps do have the Winter Classic coming up. That game is just going to be insane watching that live. I know there have been some problems in Pittsburgh getting that game ready, especially the alumni game. Bondra as our captain. I've heard Kalle Johansson maybe thrown around. Mike Gartner coming back. That should be awesome. But the Penguins lineup just looks stacked. You have Lemieux, you have Tom Barrasso, you have Paul Coffey, you have Ron Francis. It should be great to see that game. Hopefully they have it on TV somewhere, even though it's like 9:30 in the morning or something like that, which is ridiculous on New Year's Eve. But the Winter Classic, of course I'll be rooting for the Capitals, and I think Crosby is the most overrated player in the league, and Ovechkin is the best player in the world. So it should be fun to see. Honestly, I can't wait to watch it. It's gonna be fun to watch that game, and the Caps, I know we just lost 8 games in a row, but also, we just tear it up when we're on. We beat one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference 3-0 last night in Montreal. Who've haunted us for a while because they beat us in the first round last year. We probably should have won the cup. The Caps are just a solid team, and it's going to be a damn entertaining game. If you're not into hockey, just give the Winter Classic a try because you have 2 dynamic teams. You're going to see one hell of a hockey game. I'll guarantee you that, win, lose, or draw for the Caps. It will be one hell of an entertaining hockey game. All right, I really can't think of anything else more to say right now. Raw House show tomorrow night that I'm going to. I can't wait for that. If you see me at the show, don't be hesitate to come up to me. Let's think. Hopefully you enjoyed my review, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.